Ganapathy. If you think of me as a startup or struggling or failed entrepreneur, you're wrong. Because I am not an entrepreneur, never been one either. I can call myself a entrepreneur, a person who wanted to be or wanting to be an entrepreneur. So what do I do now? I currently work for CARMA Group, which is a company that Nandini has co-founded with two other guys. I'm just 2 weeks old with the company. And before this, I was working with one of the IT majors in India, and I have 5 years of IT services experience. I quit the company in April this year, wanting to go on my own. What I did between the time I had quit my previous job and to the time I joined the current job might be of some relevance to this session. Though I'm prepared for the speech, I don't have a prepared speech, so please excuse me for my shortcomings. When Nandini asked me to share my own experiences, until that time I never really thought that my experience was worth sharing, because I never really started an enterprise myself. Because the closest I've been to starting an enterprise is developing a sample of the product myself. That's the closest I've been. So when I quit the company, I had two ideas. I was primarily interested in the manufacturing sector. So when I was quitting, I had done my own research, analysis, and everything on 2 different projects, both in the manufacturing sector. So I thought I would give first one a go. If that doesn't work, then I'll switch to plan B. So when I come back, so after, when you do project planning and analysis and everything, generally the project looks good on paper, which is based on an ideal scenario, right? So when you hit the ground, you would know the practical scenario, which is generally not the same as the ideal scenario. So that is what happened with me in the first project. So I hit the ground, started analyzing further. Since it is a manufacturing project, the prime thing there would be the raw material, right? So the challenges that I faced there was the raw material was available, but it's not continuously available. And the project that I chosen was very, very capital intensive. But I thought, though I couldn't start it on my own savings, I was sure that I would be able to make it through pricing debt, and there was also a government subsidy for that project.
Tell what's the project?
Okay, so the project is all about a material called activated carbon. Okay, so this is a item that is used mainly for filtering purposes across industries. Okay. It is used in most of the manufacturing industries for filtering water, oil, everything, almost for different purposes. And that is a project that is made out of coconut shell, burnt coconut shell, and it has its own process. So that's the project that I have chosen. So the raw material was available, but it's not available continuously. And that means that I have to stop the raw material if I got to run the plant. And the other challenge was, according to the ideal scenario, I got to run the plant for 6 days a week, 2 shifts a day, to break even in 2 years. This is the ideal scenario. The real scenario might be 3 or 4 years if everything goes well. So which meant that I got to stock up the raw material to make a continuous production. So that means that my working capital is going to go high because of stocking the inventory. So that just skyrocketed my budget, and I had to raise more debt. Generally, I received one good advice from a successful entrepreneur when he said that when you raise debt, it would be better if you don't go beyond your assets. Alright? Now that of course, when you are willing to repay debt, if you're not willing to, then sky is the limit. So that advice really was very useful, and since the working capital needs were going higher and higher, it meant that I had to raise more debt. So I decided that's not for me. So I had to drop that plan. So next was plan B. Is that one you saw?
That's such an important thing, plan B, bus.
So which is again another, I'm getting more comfortable now.
I can do that again, just 10 minutes.
I'll just plug it back in. It's going to give a bigger sound.
So I went back to my plan B, so which is again in the manufacturing field, but less capital intensive. The idea for which I got when I was in US, it was a kind of an oil. So it was manufactured out of coconut. Again, it's a coconut oil, but it's called virgin coconut oil, and the process was totally different. So I went for that. I came, and then when I started analyzing my plan B, there are different options. So like I started analyzing the raw material, plant, and all that. So everything was good, but the only problem was I didn't find a domestic market for that at all. So I had to start a venture solely depending on an international market, which after speaking to so many agencies and government departments for raising loans and things like that, I found that going in for as a startup, going in for a manufacturing industry that solely depends on an international market was kind of risky, which is what I was given an advice as. So, but this particular thing that I was talking about is being manufactured in various other countries in the Asia Pacific region, like Philippines, Sri Lanka, where the coconuts are available in plenty. And so when they told me you better find a market before you begin to start a project. So I decided to contact buyers before even starting a product. So I contacted a lot of people. Everyone was willing to buy, but where they ask you the first question, when do you be able to supply? Do you have a plan? So then it's like I might take 2-3 months. Then their response would be like, okay, come back to me once you're ready. So that's the thing. When you're ready and your product is ready, you got to be a customer must also be ready to fund. So this kind of thing went on for a while, and I had to drop that plan as well. So at the end of it, I found that okay, manufacturing might be a little risky, at least considering my own experience in the service sector, and trying to enter into a totally new avenue was kind of a risk. And as they say, manufacturing a product is like making a baby. Easily conceived but hard to deliver. so it's like.
When did you get this problem?
But he said it.
No, I this from someone.
Wasn't us. Anyone else?
So I listened to. So I was back to square one. Now